Bill Kilraw, Williamson County. Thank you for recognizing 9/11. I remember the day very well. My daughters called me up and says, "Dad, are you traveling today?" No, I wasn't. But some of our senior engineers in Raytheon were traveling, and they ended up in the towers. So we all have our losses. Anyway, I just want to have a few general comments about achieving things in life. I remember I was in high school, I was doing a science fair project, and it was polymer chemistry, and my teacher got me started, and then we got to a point where he said, "Well, that's as far as I can go. The rest of it, you're on your own." So it took about 9 months, but I solved the process of doing the polymerization from the resins with low temperature and heat. And then in the startup days of the PCs in the 80s, at Texas Instruments, we were starting a new business. And they said, "Well, we've never done this before. This is a new technology, desktop computers, handheld computers, etc." So we sat down, and instead of saying, "We don't know what to do," we said, "We're going to go find the answers." And we did. Had some fun with the IRS one time when they lost one of my checks I'd sent in on a return. And they sent me a notice that says, "You haven't paid this." It was only like $140. And I said, "Yes, I did. I've got the canceled check." They sent me another letter back and said, "If you don't give us this money, we're going to freeze your accounts." I said, "Oh, you are?" So I lit off a firestorm in Congress, and then the regional manager for the IRS gave me a call and says, "Please don't write any more letters." And they found the solution to it. Now they have a process where the checks are sent to a specific office and regular returns go to another one. Had passport people lose my passport one time, and some other issues, and I finally got a hold of someone, and they said, "Well, we've obviously lost it. You'll have to refile and ask for it and do this paperwork." And I said, "No, I don't." So I called the Undersecretary of State for passports, and they said, "Well, how'd you get this number?" I said, "Don't worry about how I got this number. Here's what you're going to do." And I had my passport in 2 days FedExed. Had a similar issue with Home Depot on a $4,000 tractor mower that had problems. So I called the regional VP in Georgia, and they said, "Well, how did you get this direct number to our office?" I said, "Don't worry about that. Here's what you're going to go do to fix this problem." And the manager for Home Depot in Georgetown was in my front yard fixing it the next morning. So there's most anything that can't be done if you put your mind to it. The biggest thing is you can't quit. Thank you.
Thanks, Bill.